I would like to introduce test impact analysis for Tosca with team scale. Test impact analysis reduces test execution times and allows you to discover new bugs much faster. Automated tests often take too long. In a growing number of projects, automated tests take too long to be executed during continuous integration. However, there's typically enough time to execute a small number of automated tests. But which ones should you select for execution? The basic idea behind test impact analysis is to select a different set of test cases for every single test run, and to select them in such a way that they execute exactly that code which was changed since the last test run. This way, test impact analysis enables continuous integration to find the lion's share of new bugs with just a tiny bit of test execution time. I want to show the magnitude of the potential for optimization using an example from the development of TeamScale, our own software. I use a so-called tree map to visualize TeamScale's source code. Each box represents a component. The size of its area is proportional to the size of its corresponding component in lines of code. Now let's move in one step. Each box now represents a single source code file. And yet one step closer. Now, each box represents a single method or function. It still holds that the larger the area of a box, the larger its corresponding method in lines of code. To illustrate what happens during continuous testing, I want to color the code that changed during development. Gray means that code did not change, red is new code, and orange changed code. Red and orange depict all those methods that were touched during the implementation of a single large feature. Now, I execute our automated tests in time-lapse mode. All methods that a single test case traverses are colored in white and then gradually fade to green. This way, green shows the accumulated test coverage across our test suite. Code that was not yet tested remains gray, orange, or red. As our test suite progresses over our code, it becomes obvious that no test case traverses the new and modified code. In this case, only 4 out of several thousand test cases traverse changed code. All other test cases, however, cannot find new bugs introduced by new and changed code, since they do not traverse it. To execute these test cases during continuous integration for this change is thus futile. Test impact analysis exploits this potential for optimization. We have implemented test impact analysis in our analysis software TeamScale, which integrates into Tosca. We can support you in evaluations or pilot projects of test impact analysis. Test impact analysis in TeamScale comprises 2 consecutive steps. To illustrate them, I depict individual test cases as circles. In the first step, test impact analysis determines all those test cases that do not traverse changed or new code. Since these test cases cannot find new bugs, we do not need to execute them during continuous integration. This reduces the number of test cases significantly. In the second step, test impact analysis sorts test cases into an execution order that spots new bugs early. In our example, the second test case already discovers the first bug. We have performed several research studies to quantify the benefits of test impact analysis. As part of this research, we've analyzed both open source and proprietary code, and both business information systems and software for embedded devices. Our studies revealed that, on average, test impact analysis discovers 80% of new bugs and only 1% of the time it takes to execute all tests. You can thus speed up tests by a factor of up to 100 and still find most bugs. This allows us to include even long-running test suites into continuous integration without slowing it down noticeably. Through this shift left of test execution in the development process, we hope to reduce costs and efforts caused by late test failures. If you want to try test impact analysis with a TeamScale for Tosca, please reach out to us. We are happy to discuss if test impact analysis can help with your project and support you during evaluation.